Whether it be Akiba, Tokyo, or Fuji Yoshida, you should really know how to travel. Rely on public transportation for all of your needs, and try to stick mainly to the subways and trains, as they are the most effective way to travel in Japan. If you are just visiting one area in Japan, you should really buy individual tickets for the subways and trains instead of purchasing a full travel ticket, as it will be cheaper. The price of a Tokyo tour ticket is 1,590 yen, whereas individual train tickets cost about 600 for adults and 300 for children. All major cities offer a wide variety of public transportation, so you shouldn't worry about getting to where you want to go. Taxis tend to work very well, as most hotels offer business cards for various locations and businesses, so that you don't need anything but the card to show to the driver. Be wary of rush hour, as you'll be placed in trains that have been given the nickname of pack trains, where you will essentially just be packed in forcibly with the other passengers. This tends to be a rather serious problem for people with personal space issues. Do your best to refrain from traveling during Golden Week, as travel is most hectic during this time.
So what do you know about sumo wrestling? Well, I'm going to tell you. It's a full contact sport. The idea is to force another wrestler out of a circular ring or touching the ground with anything but your feet. Sumo for Japan is equal to baseball for us. It's their pastime. Life as a sumo is tough, requires strict diet and dress code. There are 6 grand tournaments a year that last 15 days each. Ashashoro Akinora, considered the best ever, was the first Mongolian to become highest rank, which is a yokozuna. There are 3 active yokozunas today, one of them being Hakuho Sho, who has the most division titles at 35. Thank you.
Do you like ninjas and samurais, or parks, rides, and organized events? Well, the Nikko Edomura sounds like the place for you. It's an amusement park in Japan with different events like Hinamatsuri, which is a girls' day, Tanabata Festival, and much more. While you're there, make sure to ride the Yokota boat cruise and do some archery. Don't be the weirdo who goes there alone. Bring your kids and significant other. If you don't have kids or significant other, find some random kids and someone attractive and drag them along with you. And now we're going to go live to Alyssa in a bathroom.
People in Japan are very serious about cleanliness. Public toilets usually never have paper towels. You are expected to carry your own handkerchief. The main idea of this is to not produce litter. Some toilets have a little sink next to them. When you flush the toilet, that water comes out of the sink and is used to wash your hands. This is to preserve water. In Japan, they have 3 separate rooms, one for the bath, one for washing your face and brushing your teeth, and the other for the toilet. The tub is filled once a day for the entire family, and the same water is used by each person when they take their turns. You must clean and rinse yourself before you enter the tub. People in Japan are all about cleanliness and do not like body odor. There is a word called karashu, meaning the smell caused by getting older, and there's actually an anti-karashu soap. Remember, if you visit Japan, try not to smell.
Drifting is very popular in Japan. Although the origin of drifting is not known, Japan was one of the earliest birthplaces of drifting. It was popular in touring car championship races. Motorcycle legend Kinomitsu Takahashi was the foremost creator of drifting techniques in the 1970s. This earned him several championships and a legion of fans who enjoyed the spectacle of smoking tires. The bi-ply racing tires in the 1960s through 1980s lent themselves to drifting styles with a high slip angle, as professional racers in Japan drove this way. Takahashi began practicing his drifting skills on the mountain roads of Japan and quickly gained a reputation amongst the racing crowd. In 1987, several popular magazines and tuning garages agreed to produce a video of Takahashi's drifting skills. The video is known as Pulpsby. Became a hit and inspired many of the professional drifting drivers on the circuits today. In 1988, alongside Option magazine founder and chief editor Darujo Enda, he would help to organize one of the first events specifically for drifting called the D1 Grand Prix.
There are many different animals that you'll see in Japan. The animals there are much different than our own and have adapted to the environment so that they're peculiar compared to what you see every day where you live. One of those animals is called the Izo Mamanga, and it only lives on an island called Hokkaido, and it's sparsely populated, which means that the animal has more area to thrive without human interaction. And they're actually dwarf flying squirrels. So they're common, but only on that island, and they're not found anywhere else besides like as pets, because people take them in as pets sometimes. Another one that lives on the same island is called an Izofukuro, which is also from the same region of forest as the flying squirrel, and it's a nocturnal owl that is found either in the actual forest or on the edge of forests in cities, and they actually prey on the flying squirrel. Shima Inaga is a small common bird that is found on the same island and on various other islands that are around Japan and all of that. They look similar to finches, so they're like small. They're small and they mostly eat nuts and berries, and you can find them almost anywhere. And those are some of the animals that you find in Japan.
Pollution in Japan is becoming increasingly worse, and some people aren't even aware of what's going on. One of the things polluting the air is called PM 2.5, which is known to cause respiratory and cardiovascular issues. PM 2.5 is usually released into the air from activities that involve burning fossil fuels like traffic, smelting, and metal processing. Another problem Japan has is water pollution. After the Fukushima power plant explosion, many chemicals have been released into the water. It's affected many living organisms, and it's become so bad that they built a wall of ice around where the plant used to be to prevent any more chemicals from leaking into the water.
If you're in Japan, you want to check out these sacred, breathtaking temples. Before you're ready to go sightseeing, you're going to need to learn proper temple etiquette. Here's what you need to know. Keep in mind, temple etiquette is similar to others. You must be calm and respectful. Dress conservatively, showing very to little no skin. Upon entering, there is a basin. Beside this basin is an offer box where you must place a coin in. After you place the coin in, you must say a short prayer on your knees, toes touching. The coin is offered. Once the coin is offered, you must go to the basin and clean your right hand, making sure the water falls on the floor, not back into the basin. After the right hand comes the left. After this, cup your hands, collect the water, and rinse your mouth. Discreetly spit the water on the floor. After this, you can enter and find the sacred object the temple is revolved around. Say another prayer. Incense can be burned at this time. They are believed to have healing power, so feel free to fan yourself with the smoke. To extinguish them, wave them out. Do not blow on them. Take note to all signs. There may no be photos or shoes allowed inside the temples.
Japan seasons occur at the same time as ours. Their winter in southern Japan is quite dry, and it rarely drops below 32 degrees, so make sure to pack a winter coat. In northern and central Japan, they experience snowfall, so rent a 4x4 vehicle. Spring is the best time to visit. Temperatures aren't too hot, plus there isn't too much rain, so pack light clothes. You can enjoy the famous cherry blossoms that bloom during this time, along with many festivals. During summer, the country experiences a 3 to 4 week rainy season, during which the farmers plant their rice. It is hot and humid during this time, and temperatures are often in the high 90s. So tank tops and shorts may be the right choice. Autumn has cooler temperatures and light breezes, averaging around 46 through 50 degrees, so a light jacket should do it. So that's what you should know before you come visit Japan.